today we are going to introduce you a project called Workplace Assistant, and this is a virtual assistant that we implemented and designed for BMW employees. We hope that this fit very well to the conference idea of the Level 3 virtual assistant, and we will introduce you our approach in details later, and hopefully to get your feedback and also have some interesting discussions. So first of all, let me shortly introduce ourselves. My name is Mingyang. I'm currently working for BMW Group IT, and this is located in Munich, Germany. We are the team from natural language processing, and I'm currently working as a project manager for this project, Workplace Assistant.
Hi everyone, I'm Emiliano Tomaselli. I'm from Data Reply, which is a consultancy company based in Munich, and I'm the main architect of the Workplace Assistant project. Later on, I will explain a bit better what our architecture looks like, and we will go a bit on very high-level details about our platform.
Today's agenda, we will shortly introduce why conversational assistant is very important for enterprise environment. And secondly, we're going to introduce you the first initialized motivation and concept of WAKA. Then we will have a very short demo. In the end, my colleague Tommy will introduce you to the technical details about how we achieved this project. So as you can see from these slides, even within BMW Group, we have so many different business processes. And a lot of process we believe by using conversational AI, we can bring benefit and efficiencies. For example, we have very typical use cases like FAQs in purchasing or even for the end customers in the call center. However, we also have for the research and development department, where the virtual assistant can help the engineers to retrieve data or read back data as soon as possible. Very interesting scenario is also in the manufacturing, because the working stations between each other for the workers are really long distance, and by using the voice controlled system or voice controlled even robot, we can bring a lot of efficiencies. Another very special user scenarios, of course, for the BMW Group is the intelligent personal assistant, which is famous for the in-car assistant like Hey BMW, and to open or control some car functions. So what is actually happening now, and what is our goals in the future is we have, for example, a lot of use cases already implemented, or we want to focusing to develop in the near future. And this is the state-of-the-art conversational AI, where we only get very basic data from what user have already input within the dialogue. Or maybe some really basic public data which we get by default after the user have authenticated themselves. This is the part that we think it fits very good for the definition of level 3 conversational assistant. However, our goal is of course to also look into the future in the level 4 virtual assistant. For example, where we want to get more personalizations for the chatbot, or even bring the emotional detection into the user scenarios. So in the next section, I'm going to introduce, especially for Workplace Assistant, what is our goal and motivations, and what we want to achieve here. So Workplace Assistant, we call it WAKA. It is short for Workplace Assistant Can Alice. So it shows you directly that we want to do a multilingual virtual assistant, and currently is supporting German and English. Also, we do believe that the virtual assistant should be able to facilitate different use cases as much as possible when it makes sense to bring together. by providing the user only one single point of entry with multimodal interactions, and also for the user to get rid of a lot of different systems. So in this slide, we show you a very simple example and introduce you why we believe that to have a sort of master bot is very important. Because imagine only for the meeting management use cases, you will have to also find out who is the attendees and who is the right person you want to invite, and also some other context informations like the lunch menu if you are organizing a lunch meeting. And this in a lot of different use cases or chatbot solutions, you will see that for each use cases you have one single chatbot. And we believe it makes sense to bring several functionalities or use cases into one virtual assistant, and that we think also to provide the user only one single point of entry, which is Microsoft Teams, because also Microsoft Teams can provide us the combination from the GUI and together with the conversational user interface. Secondly, for the backend, we believe that we want to try to achieve a multi-skills platform, so that a lot of components like the APIs or the interfaces to the systems we can be reused for the other business or the IT department for the developers. On the next slide, we showed a short summarize about what Workplace Assistant has already implemented in the first MVP since last year. And today in the demo, I want to focusing on this three user scenarios, which is meeting management, room booking, and also people search, which means search for your colleagues. And let's see the demo. So today in the short demo, we want to focusing on making one thing happen, which is invite two of my colleagues to have a meeting, and then I will, because of the demo, then I will delete this meeting also. So first, as a very short background, is that currently in BMW, I guess also compared with your own company, you always have separate system. For example, to organize the meeting, you use Outlook, and to book the meeting room, maybe you use other system, and to search for your colleagues' information or to search for the right contact person, you use another system. And this is the same setup or the same context in BMW Group currently. So with WAKA, we want to help the user to get rid of all the different systems and to only provide one single point of entry. So WAKA can, of course, not only help you organize meetings, but also to answer some special BMW questions. For example, what is FIS? Here means the shortcut for BMW Research and Innovation Center. So now I'm going to search for one of my colleagues, Tommy, and get the public information from him, like the telephone numbers or email address. And of course, by using the adaptive cards as the design cards in Microsoft Teams, we also have the benefit that you can have self-defined buttons, which, for example, the first one, when I click on it, and you can directly start a conversation with your colleagues here. And of course, you can also automate to start writing emails to your colleagues, and also to rotating to our meeting skills, which fit our concept to having one bot ecosystem. So here, by clicking the button, I'm asking WAKA to initialize a meeting between me and Tommy. And we have our predefined dialogues flows here, where you can also search and invite other colleagues as attendees. Here you have also the benefit to only search for first name or last name, or using dynamic search if you are not sure about the full informations. And you have also the capabilities to put this attendees into optionals, just like you can do in the Outlook. And after you confirmed all the attendees, of course you should give a time, how long you want to meet. And then WAKA will check in our calendars by when is the first possible time to meet at, for 30 minutes. In the meanwhile, by only clicking one button, you can also book rooms instead of going to another system to log in and check where, when, or where is the available rooms for you. So now WAKA is logging with my account to check where is the best room for us to meet in person. So here you can see this is also another kind of card, the Corsair card, which can provide you different options, of course, to show you the most important information from the room-like system. Like what is the capacity and where is the room located, in which floor, and so on. So now I choose the room Las Vegas, and after putting the title here, so after you give the title, then come to the end of the create meeting flows. Very simple, right? So you have the very nice summary of the card, and you can still have the capabilities to modify every information. And now I'm just sending the informations, and we can check in my Outlook calendars that the meeting is already there. And of course, using WAKA, you can also still modify your meetings. Like I said in the beginning, now I want to delete the meeting because it's only for the demo. And this is also how you can manage or search for your own meetings. And by clicking one button, your meeting is deleted.
Thank you very much, Mingyang. Now I will introduce what is our approach from an architectural perspective, a technical perspective. What we are using for developing our project is this bot framework solution, which is an open source framework provided by Microsoft. And the concept behind is to have one virtual assistant, and then you can plug in different skills to have, for example, enterprise virtual assistant and solve multiple use cases for your project. On the left side, as you can see, the bot framework provides the ability to connect different channels, like for example Microsoft Teams, Cortana, Skype, and so on, as well as different inputs. So you can just type, for example, inside the Microsoft Teams, or you can speak with Cortana as a voice interface. Then you have the Azure Bot Service, which is native from a service provided by Azure. And your assistant, what is the role of your assistant is to dispatch then the outruns from the users to the different skills or different data sources, knowledge bases, and so on. This is the bot framework, but now specifically how did we implement the architecture. This is the high overview of our architecture solution. On the left side, as you can see, we have the multi-channel approach. At the moment, we have only Microsoft Teams configured as a channel, but what we want to do is also implement other kind of channel interfaces, like voices interfaces. Then we have the Azure Cloud, where we have Azure Active Directory, where it's connected to the BMW Active Directory, so only the BMW user can access to our bot. And the bot service, as I explained before, is the access to the actual chatbot, is the entry point of the actual backend chatbots. What the Microsoft Bot Framework provides as a solution is to deploy the chatbot server, the chatbot backend on app services. What we decided instead is to use Azure Kubernetes for different reasons. One of them is the easy way how the virtual machine in Kubernetes can connect to the BMW network. And also we want to provide as a project an actual platform to plug in different skills also from different departments. And as you can see here, our Kubernetes cluster is connected to the Kubernetes service such as Luis, Q&A Maker, and translation for the outruns and Bing spell check, for example. Very important, as I said before, is that we have the connectivity between the BMW zone and the Azure cloud, which makes our cloud solution an hybrid cloud solution. And in the BMW zone, what we access is the third-party service such as Roomnext service, Search People service, and most important, Exchange service. Now we want to explain how our bots NLP pipeline looks like. So as I said before, we have on the left side, we have our channel teams, so the user interact with Microsoft Teams, and some outruns, some question, some interaction to our chatbot. The outruns will go through the dispatcher, which is Luis, where we recognize the entity and we classify the intents. After that, Luis will come back to the skill dialog with the answer, with the actual result of the recognition and classification, and then from the skill dialog, based on the Luis recognition, we will forward the code to the right skill. Yeah, in the demo before, we showed the search skill use case and the meeting skill use case. Also, we have the skill adapter. So this is, let's say, a library that we include in every skill in order to generalize all our adapters that then will connect to the BMW systems. So now, this is the last slide of our presentation. We want to concentrate on some pros and cons that we think our approach brings. And we would like also to know, after these concepts, what do you think about? If you have questions, and we will try to answer it. So the pros in our use case, what we think about is that we have a multi-language development. So basically, the bot framework can support both TypeScript and C#, and you can have different skills written in different languages. It's obviously open source, so it's accessible to everyone and free. It's very easy to start a new project. They provide out-of-the-box scripts and for the infrastructure part, and also for the actual bot connection and deployment. And also, as we said before, it's a multi-skill support. So everyone from other department can also develop a skill and can attach the skill and plug in the skill on our virtual assistant or whatever other enterprise assistant you have. What are, from the other side, the cons that we think about, also from our experience until now, is that the NLP model are black box, since we are using Luis, so it's not possible. You can train the model a bit, but you cannot personalize the model, and on specific use case it can be a bit annoying. And it's a young open source project, so sometimes you find bugs or missing feature that you would like to have, and when a new release comes up, usually there are very breaking changes that make the life of the developer very hard. And also it's strictly connected to Azure. That means that at least you have to have the bot service deployed on the Azure cloud. This is what we think about our platform and our approach that we are using. Now we would like to know if you have questions about what we did until now. Thanks.